Welcome to the channel. I'm Casey.
And I'm Kayla.
And this is Night Yard. All legends begin with some truth, and it's up to you to decide what to believe is real and what is simply a story. Today we're going to bring you the legend of the Jersey Devil. It is also referred to commonly as the Leeds Devil. It is found in the Pine Barrens of South Jersey and has been a legend since the early 1700s, making it fairly new as far as legends go. It is said to eat animals and to brazenly attack people in broad daylight, one of the few legends that will do so. It goes after children and small animals primarily, but for the most part, this legend is fairly harmless and has not been known to attack very often.
And the Jersey Devil has known to be described with cloven hoofs, wings, horns, sharp claws, a tail. It's apparently over 6 feet tall, has red eyes, and it also lets out a blood curdling scream. And this legend can be traced to one family, the Leeds. Jane Leeds, aka Mother Leeds. She had 12 kids, and when she had the 13th child, she cursed the unborn child. Why?
Great motherly love there, man.
Oh, yes. Oh,
but I can say, if I did have 12 kids already and I got pregnant with my 13th, I'd be a little exhausted and a little at the end of my rope. And honestly,
I would be too. But to curse your child.
Motherly love, man. Motherly love.
And you have to love that, man. Well, and when she cursed the unborn child, she also said it was the devil in her womb. So, but still, like, you don't know for sure.
Dude, it's just, she was a bad mom. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Jane Leeds was a bad mom. I'm sorry. You don't curse your unborn child. You don't do it. Jane Leeds is a bad mom.
Yes, a bad mother.
And not like curse like, oh, this, bleeping kid, I don't really want this bleeping kid, and like literally put an old school curse on it.
A legit
not curse at it, put a curse on it. I could get cursing at it, but put a curse on it? Yeah.
That's just mean, man. The child was born normal, but then changed into a creature. It is said that it killed the midwife and many of the friends in the room, and then it flew out the chimney.
Yeah, it changed in a matter of minutes. Imagine that. You're looking at your newborn baby. It's nice and perfect. They hand it to you, and you're like, oh, here's your precious little baby. But all of a sudden, it starts sprouting hooves and a tail and horns, and like grows rapidly to over 6 feet in a matter of minutes, and then kills everybody in the room besides you, and then heads up the chimney.
Bye, Mom.
Yeah. Deuces. I'm out. Like, good Lord. I couldn't imagine that. So Ben Franklin was a huge believer in the Jersey Devil, and he would play a big part in the story. So Daniel Leeds is said to be the grandfather of the Jersey Devil. He was a gentleman that came here in the early 1700s and wrote an almanac. He published the very first almanac in the area, and it was published in 1677. And it referenced astrology a lot. Now, this was a very religious area that was full of the Quakers, who are very, rock solid religion and very godlike. So the Quakers accused him of occultism, and they thought that he was devil worshipping, and it instantly caused a rift between him and the community. But he continued doing it because he didn't really care. He believed what he believed. And like I said, he supported the British, which didn't help because you're talking about, at this point, the early 1700s, tensions are rising. We're 60 years away from a Revolutionary War starting. It was a mess. So he retired in 1716 and passed the business and building, I guess, onto his son, Titan Leeds. Now, Titan Leeds went on to continue publishing the almanac for quite a while with no competition. But then in 1732, about 16 years after Titan took over, Ben Franklin wrote the Poor Richard's Almanac, which absolutely famous. Everybody's heard of it.
Everybody
Quite a few of us have read it. I've read it cover to cover. It was the first time I actually learned of the Jersey Devil because he published about the Jersey Devil, calling it the Leeds Devil at the time. This rivalry got so bad between the two. This rivalry got so bad between the two that Ben Franklin decided he was going to predict the day that Titan Leeds would die, which got on Titan Leeds' nerves and really, really angered him because he didn't predict it too far out, and he considered himself the king of predictions, hence Poor Richard's Almanac, and it just kind of aggravated the daylights out of Titan. So this rivalry just kept spiraling and spiraling out of control. And at this point, it's a complete and total mess that ends in screaming matches. Well, Titan had a brother named Japhet, I think I'm saying that right, Leeds, and he was said to be the dad of the Jersey Devil. He, at the time of his death, was recorded to have 12 living children and at least 13 that were born. 13 presumably being the Jersey Devil. This rivalry is what pushed the legend and what pushed Ben Franklin to really make the legend famous by publishing it and talking about it as much as he did.
Sorry. One of the first sightings to be believed was Commodore Stephen D. Cater, who was visiting a canyon fire range when he saw the creature and shot it in the wing with a cannon. Ouch.
Saw flying overhead, and his first instinct is not grab a gun or do something reasonable.
No, I'm going to get a cannon.
The cannon straight up and shoot it in the wing. Now, the legend goes he shot a hole in the wing, but it kept flying like nothing happened and eventually left the area.
And Stephen D. Cater was also known to work with Dr. James Killian, who was a paranormal investigator.
Now, Dr. Killian, talk about this for a second, was one of the OG paranormal investigators. This dude went and got legends way back, stuff that he learned from the native tribes, things like the Wendigo and the Bigfoot, that he learned from the native tribes and investigated this kind of stuff. He was also very much the ghosts, demons, spirits of all sorts of things. So when he first heard about the Jersey Devil from Commodore, he really, really got into it. And these two would eventually wind up doing quite a few paranormal investigative hunts and go out and physically look for the thing. Nothing ever turned up. But he was the OG of what we're doing right now.
Oh, man.
He was the OG. People thought he was crazy. But he literally wrote papers about it and stuff. So he was the OG that led to what we could do. So, thanks.
Thank you a lot.
Thank you, Sir James Gillian. There was also a sighting shortly after that one that was actually done by Joseph Bonaparte. Joseph Bonaparte is the older brother of Napoleon Bonaparte, the famous emperor known for his very small stature and whose manhood was stolen after his death. That man has a legend beyond belief. But, not telling his. Joseph Bonaparte owned some land in the Jersey Pine Barrens, and he was just out one day kind of doing stuff on his own land, and he happened to come across it and see it. Now, he didn't get a shot off or anything on it, but he saw it and went and told, everybody. And it was widely believed because this, a well-known, respected man. He, is kind of royalty at this point. He's just a known guy that was very respected. So a lot of people took his sighting very, very seriously. It was not considered a joke.
Yeah, today, if a celebrity that you admire, if they said that they saw something, you would most likely.
What's celebrity though?
Depends on which one you like.
Because I would believe Robert Downey Jr.
Of course you would.
But if Tom Holland came into the room screaming that he just saw the Jersey Devil, I'd be slow down, kid. You probably ate too much caffeine. Tell me what's going on. But if Robert Downey Jr. came screaming into the room that he saw the Jersey Devil, I'd be under a table. Instantly. I'd just duck and hide because, you know, he's one of those guys.
Yes.
So I guess it depends on the celebrity.
That's true.
Because if, like, Madonna's saying it, I'm going to be like, oh, cool.
Oh, yeah, man, sure. Cool, man. Yeah.
Me, like, hope it
Okay,
doesn't
sure.
come in here. You know, I'm going to be nonchalant about it.
Right.
But, like, I mean, Jen Aniston, I would believe.
Yes.
Like, I'd dive under a table
Yes.
if Jen said it. So,
And go hide.
depends on who said it. But Joseph Bonaparte was very well known, very respected. So everybody believed that he in fact saw it and kept a lookout, helped do search parties. They never turned up finding it, but it was a well known, well believed sighting he actually wrote to his brother about.
Oh, wow. And then after the 1840s, it wasn't seen again until January of 1909, where in 2 weeks it was spotted by thousands of people. Thousands.
Over 2,500.
Mm-hmm. In 2 weeks' time. Thousands. And that caused a widespread panic, and even the police took precautions to keep the people safe. I mean, it'd be crazy to hear, but if you've got calls like over...
Okay, it's
thousands.
2 weeks. There's 2,500 people that have seen this thing.
You have to believe it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, even knock that down. If 20 people called the police department around here and went, hey, there's a Bigfoot in the middle of town, like this instance was. If we went, hey, there's a Bigfoot in the middle of town, the police department would be all over it.
Oh, yeah.
Our sheriff be in the middle of town looking around in circles trying to find the thing because 20 people don't make up the same nonsense and have it as coordinated as January 1909.
Mm-hmm. The Jersey Devil attacked a trolley car on January 21st of that year, but was then chased off. But the next day it was shot by a telegraph worker, but escaped into the woods.
Trolley car with like 30 people on it all see it at once because
and
it
this was
attacks
in
the car
1909, so
in
they
the
were pretty
middle
big.
of town.
Mm-hmm.
This is the middle of town, 1909, decent sized trolley car, about 30 people. Some gentlemen helped fight it off. They physically attacked the thing. So I mean, you're talking about a mass sighting.
Yes,
That's unrivaled. It attacked like 30 people at once. And 30 people can verify that it was there, which picked up newspaper articles, of course, and everybody was all over that.
Oh, God, I can only imagine.
And then the telegraph kid that shot it, I mean, it shot it and limped off into the woods, which, dude.
And then after that time, it was spotted in Pennsylvania and New Jersey at that time. And armed guards were put on trolleys for the protection of everyone on board. Schools were closed and loggers stayed home.
Yeah, they were so genuinely afraid to be in the woods, so genuinely afraid to be on the streets, to take public transportation. I mean, this thing terrorized New Jersey for several weeks, and it had everybody so scared they were afraid it was going to take their kids, take their pets. Loggers thought it was going to take them because it was in the woods.
What if they going to?
Yeah, I locked myself in. Like, I treated that like a zombie invasion.
And boarded all my windows, my doors.
Yeah, treated it like a zombie invasion.
Right.
I would gone into full panic mode, gotten out my bug out bag, like, completely and totally. I'd have gotten my demon hunting bag. Honestly. That would have been where I went with that, because I wouldn't have known what else to do.
Right?
Like, guns, silver, like, what kills a Jersey Devil? So you would just start whacking it with everything you could find.
You have.
Like, try everything, combine it into one, hitting with it. That would
Right.
be my only guess. Like, these modern days, it would be a lot different.
Oh yeah, there's so many more weapons now.
There's also so many more people that believe in the paranormal that it
That's
wouldn't
true.
stumble us up as hard as it did them. Everybody
wouldn't
would
be so
be screaming.
Terrifying. Well, it would still be terrifying, of course,
It would
but
be terrifying, but we'd be more likely to actually fight it than to scream and run.
True.
Because there's enough crazy people like me with bug out bags. Thanks, Supernatural. The reason I own a bug out bag that's got all sorts of supernatural fighting stuff in it is because I was watching way too much on a binge
That's okay.
and got a little bit paranoid and built one. So, yeah, it's lovely. At least it's not the trunk of my car.
Oh God, I'm shocked it's not in your trunk in the trunk of your car.
I didn't say it wasn't. I said it wasn't the trunk of my car.
Oh,
It's in the hatchback of my SUV.
oh my goodness.
It's just not my whole trunk. Like, it's not the lining of my trunk, but it's in there.
Oh God, I can see it.
Yeah, I mean, it's me. It's fun. It's fun. But I would throw everything in the bag at it because what else are you gonna do?
That's true.
What else you gonna do? I'd treat it like a Wendigo and just throw everything I've got that
I'm gonna try this, and hope that it works.
We do know fire kills Wendigos.
What again?
Fire kills Wendigos.
Fire?
Yeah.
Do you have like a flamethrower?
I have a can of hairspray and a lighter.
That will work.
Because I'm cheap and it's an effective flamethrower. Like, it will definitely burn something.
Yes. Hey, if it works, it works.
You know I sound insane right now.
That's okay. Everybody's insane, you know, a little bit.
Anyways.
It is still seen randomly, but nothing like the terror of January of 1909, and it was never disproven, and it was the only mass attack by a legend in U.S. history.
No other legendary creature in U.S. history or in international history that I could find had ever staged an attack and terrorized an area like this for such an extended period of time, and at such an extent that 2,500 people have personally experienced something to do with it. Either they saw it, going through the woods or flying overhead. 2 states have experienced this during that time frame in areas that are fairly close together. So, I mean, it was plausible. I did look it up to make sure that it would be plausible. But it was plausible. Newspaper articles, all sorts of stuff. Just January 1909, an absolute reign of terror. And it wasn't until well into February that everybody stopped being afraid enough to resume normal life. I mean, just an absolute terror attack.
Oh man, but like, when do you decide when to go back out into the world?
7 days after I watch the neighbors do it. If they can come back alive for 7 days, that's when I go back outside.
Yep. Okay.
7 days after the neighbors do is the correct decision on how you determine if it's safe to go outside. Give the neighbors 7 days to arrive home safely. Watch them leave every day. Watch them get back safely, and then it's okay.
That's a smart answer.
End of day 7, you're good. Day 8, you can go to work.
All right. So now we know wherever you are, if there's an attack, just wait 7 days.
Yeah, if something ever attacks your town, look out your window and stalk your neighbors. And 7 days after they leave and come back safely, it's okay for you to go. Now, you have my verification for that, so if your boss is very upset about it, refer him to my channel. Please don't. Anyhow, yeah, nothing like the terror of 1909.
No.
And that is all we have for the Jersey Devil. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
This is a legend that I'm not sure I believe. I'm kind of on the fence about it. It's hard to deny what 2,500 people saw.
With all the reports.
But also, when mass panic sets in, people get things wrong.
That is true.
And the trolley attack was not the first sighting, so it makes me wonder what really attacked the trolley. If it was a Jersey Devil, or if it was a weird case of mistaken identity of some other type of animal, which has been known to happen quite a bit.
Giant bear?
Deer hair for Bigfoot. We talked about it in the first video. I mean,
that's true.
Things happen. So when mass panic sets in, people get things wrong and things go crazy. So I'm not sure if I believe this legend. It's a little far-fetched for me, but I am on the fence. I don't disbelieve it.
See, I believe in every legend there is a root.
Well, like the intro says, all legends start with some truth.
Duh.
So, I mean, there is some truth behind it. Ben Franklin did write about it. The legend did begin with him starting that. Japhet Leeds did have...
If good old Benjamin Franklin believes in it, I believe in it.
Benjamin Franklin believed in some weird stuff, so I'm not sure you want to back that 100% out.
That's true.
It's the same man that stuck a key on a kite and got shocked by electricity, supposedly.
That's something that I would do.
That legend doesn't make sense to me either. Why wouldn't you just stick a metal rod in the ground? If you know the lightning's attracted to metal, why are you standing there? Like, why does that sound like a good idea to you? The man was an absolute genius. I named my kid after him. But why would you do that? So, I mean, there is some truth behind the legend, but of course it's up to you to believe what's real and what is simply a story.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you guys again for watching.
Thank you.
Join us next week. We're going to bring you another legend. Don't think we decided which one yet, but wait and see. Bye.